going to find a missing angle using the sine law. Now let's review what the formula for the sine law is. So in the past, we've seen an example that looks like this. So A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. In this case, I'm going to be looking for a missing angle. So it's actually going to be easier for me to write my formula like this. Sine A over A equals to sine B over B equals to sine C over C. Okay, so if we're looking for the angle, it makes it a tiny bit easier to write your angles on top. Okay, and again, none of this makes any sense until we label our sides, right? So if this is angle A, then the corresponding side would be side length little a. I just write it underneath because I don't have enough space. If this is angle B, the corresponding side would be lowercase b. And if this is angle C, the corresponding side would be called little c. Okay, so now it's easy peasy. We can just plug everything in. We're looking for angle C. Do we know that we can use sine law here? Well, we have a corresponding side and angle, and that's how we know. And plus one other piece of information. Okay, so let's plug everything in. So first of all, I'm noticing I don't have B, side length B, or angle B, so I can just cross this out. And I'm going to be looking for angle C. So I'm actually going to write my equation with sine C over C equals sine A over A. It just makes it a little bit easier. I like it to be in the front. So sine C over C equals to sine A over A. Plug everything in. I'm still looking for sine C, right? So sine of C over 50, that's my side length, equals to sine A, sine of 20 degrees, over 35. Now I need to isolate sine C, and that's going to be easy because it's already in the numerator. So all I need to do is multiply both sides by what's in the denominator, and that is 50. So take this times 50. That's going to cross these out, and take this times 50. Okay, so now it's isolated. I have sine C equals to sine 20. I'm just going to put it in brackets so you'll see why. Times 50, and take that value and divide it by 35. Now you could combine a bunch of steps here, but here I'm just going to use a calculator and get a decimal value. Using a calculator, make sure for trigonometry, make sure you are in degrees. And now let's just type everything in. So sine of 20, close that bracket, multiply by 50, and divide it by 35. That gives us a decimal value. Sine C equals to, and I like to write it out with 4 decimal places, 0.4886. Okay, some people, you can actually skip this step. I'll explain that in a separate video. Okay, so are we done? No, we are not done. Last thing, I know what the value of sine C equals. The last thing I need to do is take C is equal to the sine inverse, right, with that little -1 in of this decimal value, 0.4886. Okay, and when I do that, I need a calculator for this. I hit my sine inverse. In some calculators, it's going to say arc sine, and that's perfectly normal. Sine inverse of 0.4886. Close the bracket, and you get your value, C equals to 29 degrees. And that's how it's done. If you want more examples of sine law, click here. And if you're ready to move on to cosine law, click here. See you next time.